All morning long. He's going to give us his Super Bowl picks, plus what he thinks about Dennis Rodman's latest outburst in North Korea. That's straight ahead. A New Jersey state official wants a special session to talk about Governor Chris Christie's traffic scandal. Lawmakers will decide whether or not to extend subpoena power to continue this investigation. Now, members of Christie's administration ordered lane closures on the George Washington Bridge back in September. It caused massive traffic jams, and it's alleged it was done as political revenge against a local mayor who did not support Christie's re-election bid. So everyone wants to know, what does this mean for Chris Christie's political future? I want to bring in political guru Jason Johnson. Chris Christie, by the way, good to see you. Chris Christie adamant he had no knowledge of this. Nevertheless, this is not going away anytime soon, especially because of this special session. Will that just keep this ball rolling?
Oh, yeah. This ball is already going down the hill. It's collecting more snow, and it's going to crash right at the governor's mansion. No one in their right mind believes that Christie didn't know anything about this. He actually contradicted himself during his 90-minute press conference on Thursday, so this story is not disappearing anytime soon.
But there's no evidence. There have been 2,000 documents released. No evidence he has any connection to this.
Right.
So why do you believe that this is in some way going to link to him?
Because there's no one who actually believes that he couldn't have been responsible for this kind of environment. These are his closest allies. These are the closest people within his administration. And so the idea is either one, whether or not you directly said that this should happen, it's unlikely that these people did this without you having any knowledge of it whatsoever. And that's where people are really curious about how he can claim to be so oblivious.
Okay, well, let's look at the other side. Look at President Obama.
Right.
The Benghazi scandal, the IRS, the AP, all of those, I had no knowledge.
Right.
I had no knowledge. It didn't affect him politically.
Right.
According to you, you did an interview saying it's not going to affect him politically.
Right.
So why do you say something different for Chris Christie?
Well, because Christie's trying to run for president, and Obama already is president. So there's a lot more plausible deniability when you're actually in the White House. And let's be fair, Obama was lying too. It's hard to believe that he didn't know anything about the NSA. That's happening right under his nose. But the difference is, how much control do you have over your own administration? Obama has 2.5 million federal employees. He can't know about everything. This is about 10 people who directly work under Chris Christie. It's less plausible for him to say, I don't understand any of this. I spent 2 days worrying about what was going on, and yet I found out about it in the newspaper right before the press conference.
The election, if he were to run for president, 2 years away, you think something like this is going to affect something 2 years down the road? We all know how political scandals go. They are forgotten quickly, oftentimes, if it's cleaned up correctly. You really think 2 years from now we're going to be talking about this?
I don't think we're going to be talking about this in 2 years, but here's the real test for Chris Christie. This is the first time he's been under national scrutiny. If he doesn't handle this well, then what's going to happen when the entire international press is paying attention to him when he runs for president? So how he handles these trials, how he handles this investigation will determine whether he'll be strong enough to actually run for the Republican nomination.
How do you think he's handled it so far? He's come out, he has done a long, lengthy press conference where he said, I had no knowledge, I'm disgusted, this is disappointing. He has fired the person directly associated with it. So how do you think he's handled it so far?
I'd give him probably a B. I mean, an A would have been, look, I take even more responsibility, because essentially what he said is, I can't believe I hired such terrible people who lied to me. That doesn't make me confident in how well you control your own administration. But has he come out and said he was sorry? Yes, he did. Is he going to be perfectly open to the investigation? Yes, he was. So that'll help him. It's a B, not an A.
All right, there you go. Jason Johnson, political guru, weighing in. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Alex Rodriguez.